March 18, 2020. Welcome to Bible class. So this is our live stream. Hopefully, you all kind of tuned in. I don't know how many people are actually watching this, but kudos to you if you are. We're gonna do a couple read and shares today. Nothing too crazy. So Joel, since he is actually here, he will start your reading share. I think Joel's reading share is about music therapy. So I have put his article onto OneNote, and if you want to open up your OneNote and find the article, but let me see if I can switch the windows so then you can see the article here. Let me find how to do this. Right here. So there's your article, and so this article is saying that studies find music therapy helps stroke patients. And I think this is a pretty interesting one because there's a lot of study on the benefits of music. And Joe, do you want to come and explain this one? So Joe, man of the hour, will come and explain this.
Can't even see. Oh, I'm right here.
Okay, so I'll explain. Yeah, this is what you're gonna. This is like what's happening right now.
Right.
This is the window what people are seeing.
Okay.
And then this is the article. Hey, Anthony's here too.
Oh, what's up, Anthony? Okay. Yeah. So the article is about music therapy for stroke patients and how music is helping patients that are recovering from strokes get their physical and mental abilities kind of back. Things like hand-eye coordination and stuff like that. And I just thought it was interesting just because, like, you don't really hear about stuff like that lots in medical cases, at least, like music.
Yeah.
And things like that. So, should I just ask my questions now, or what?
Well, maybe we'll give a couple of minutes for people to finish reading the article.
Can they pause it and then read it and then
no, because it's live.
It's
so
live,
yeah. We'll just conduct this just like a regular class, and we'll give you everybody like 5 minutes just to read, and then we'll go on with the questions. But music is there's a lot of benefits to music for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know, people don't really think about that in like stuff like this in hospitals. I mean, I saw something on the news recently about someone that was getting like brain surgery done.
Yeah.
She was actually like playing. She was a professional violin player.
Okay.
And she was actually playing the violin.
Yeah.
During the open surgery.
No way.
And it's actually like kind of I wouldn't say it's a popular thing, but there's been different cases of like people doing surgery.
Yeah.
And they're playing music.
Yeah.
During their surgery or something like that.
Yeah. And like I think there's a lot of research over the benefits of child development with music as well.
Yeah.
Or even like helping patients with Alzheimer's.
Yeah,
right? There's a big benefit.
I mean, like at the seniors home I work at, like they have things like that, and where my grandpa is right now at Deer Lodge.
Yeah.
Every day they have like performers.
Yeah.
Playing music for lots of people that have like dementia and Alzheimer's and other, mental illnesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's really good. I'm just gonna move the microphone just in case people can't hear. This is like our podcast right now, Joel.
Yeah. It's like the closest thing I'll ever do to a podcast.
Hey, this is like our podcast right now. Let's see if we can move this. Hayley's in the background.
I saw something as well.
Is it?
I saw something about like when I was researching, like, because I wanted to do something to do with music, so I was looking up different things. This is like recent. This is also on Science Daily or whatever.
Yeah.
But on Science Daily, there was also an article about like cats and how music's like. I don't know exactly what it was to do with cats. I kind of want to look it up, but it was like researching like animal behavior and music with that. I thought that was interesting. Let's see what it says. Yeah, here it is. It says like when cats are undergoing like stress, like when you're taking a cat to the vet or something like that.
So music.
There's something called cat specific music.
Yeah.
Like music, I guess that cats enjoy. I mean, I don't know what kind of music it is, but it just says that like under general anesthesia,
Yeah.
that's like painkiller, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
That's right.
Cats are psychologically responsive to music, so they're in a more like relaxed state. It says.
Really?
It's kinda
Even for
interesting.
animals too, hey?
Yeah. And like I don't know.
Do you find that for yourself, like music therapy helps your mood as well?
For sure, I always
Yeah.
listen to music when I'm at home.
Yeah, because I remember like even in grade 10, like you were pretty big into music, and then like.
Well,
what would
that was a bit too. That was excessive.
Yeah.
That's at school.
Would you? Is there like have you ever experienced that like you listen to the song and then it just kind of brings you in a different state?
Yeah,
Or
it
the-
can completely impact your mood or whatever.
Yeah.
One song. I mean, that's not probably like that's not the case for everyone, I'm sure. But at least for me,
Yeah.
it can really impact my mood.
For sure. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what my questions were actually on.
Let's check out your questions then. So we can bring up your questions here, right here. Let me see. This one. So, OneNote. So those are your 4.5 questions, I guess. You want to go over them?
Yeah, sure. So the first question is, what do you think the music is doing to help improve the rehabilitation of these stroke patients?
So what do you think? Any ideas?
Well, I can find some in the article that says about it.
Is it like rewiring the different neural pathways?
Yeah, it could be. Well, yeah, and it's like music in general helps like improve like concentration and stuff like that. Like sometimes it seems.
Yeah.
And it says here in the article that music therapy is understood to help stroke patients through mood regulation, improved concentration, and promoting changes in the brain to improve functions such as neural reorganization. So I don't know, like I have no clue what it'd feel like to be, after you have a stroke, but
Yeah.
getting your physical abilities back together and stuff like
Right.
that is probably crazy.
I miss Smallwood.
How are you guys? Are you Skyping?
We're
Yeah.
YouTube live right now. So.
YouTube Live. Who's out there?
Not many. I think Anthony's the only one. I just remember, so.
Okay. Well, good on you guys. That's awesome. I'm going to tell you that I bragged about you yesterday.
Oh.
We have these principals meetings almost every day now. And I said, yeah, I said chemistry teacher, sorry. It was wild what you were doing is like vlogging live with his students. So, and they're like, oh, that's awesome. And now they're all going to copy us. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's saying that like staff members at like whichever hospital this is at or wherever this research is being done, they felt that using music and instruments allowed patients to achieve a high amount of repetition to help achieve their goals. So I guess
Yeah.
like whatever their goals are, getting their hand-eye coordination back together or something
Right.
like that.
Yeah.
Maybe that could have helped them focus or
With the music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, is there a genre of music that is preferred for a music therapy?
Well, that was
do you
one of
think?
my questions, but I'm thinking like, because it varies between the patient.
Yeah,
There
I
might be
think so.
something that like,
Might like stem a memory in them.
Yeah,
That would like
yeah.
help them. Or like
Yeah.
a certain mood that they had during the time that they were listening to that song.
Yeah, yeah.
and I mean, I bet like staff members or nurses or whoever could like communicate with their family and ask like what song,
Right.
do they enjoy. But like other than that, maybe like classical music or something just like simple like that.
Yeah,
Could-
yeah.
Like I know like for animals that works really well.
For
Like, for my
classical
dog,
music?
yeah.
Yeah?
Playing like Beethoven.
No way.
Yeah.
I've never.
My
I've
dog,
never
my
tried that.
dog, like goes to sleep and stuff. It's like pretty
Yeah.
cool to see.
Do you have any preferred like genre of music when you like want to feel a certain way? Like if you want to be like relaxed, do you
Yeah.
like, listen to this or that
Yeah.
or
For sure.
Yeah.
I
any
mean,
examples?
yeah, like I don't know.
I feel like before sports, or like if I want to get like pumped up, then it's like pop music or something.
Yeah,
Like upbeat
Yeah.
the
music.
rap music for me.
That's
for
true.
sports.
Yeah. Yeah.
I listen to rap for sports. I don't really like actually like when I'm listening to music to focus or something like that. I don't think rap is for that. I mean, at least in my
Yeah.
perspective, like it's kind of, especially like what they talk about in music. It's like usually.
It's almost like
Pretty
especially if you
dirty.
there's songs that you know the lyrics to, right?
Yeah.
Because then they'll distract you and you just start singing or
Yeah.
rapping
Yeah.
along. Yeah. I wonder if there's any like research about like the rhythm or the beat of different music
Yeah,
that
well,
can,
Yeah, it was saying here somewhere. Like about like the drums and like beats. Maybe that was in the cat thing,
yeah.
but it's saying like how like where does it say this? Like addition to like playing physical instruments. I don't know if they do that as well with their patients,
Right.
but like that's helping with their hand rehabilitation, finger dexterity,
That's pretty cool.
stuff like that.
That is pretty neat, just like the music, like
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
especially if you can like if you're already like kind of trained musically, or you know you listen to music, if you were to play something you could try and
Yeah.
get that movement back together or whatever.
Like yesterday, Yo-Yo Ma actually
Oh yeah.
released, or he tweeted out something. Let me see if I can find it for you. But the piece that he played was, I think, like a concerto by Bach. But like just like how he played it. Let me see if I can play it for you. But it's so touching. This one. Let me see if I can put the.
Oh, it says it's for all the healthcare workers. That's cool.
Like just listening to this sort of just brings you into that mood. I don't know, when I listened to this, I was like, wow, like it's only like what 2 minutes long, but just how he played it is it's pretty powerful, and how you change up the notes too, right? Like
It could be like very therapeutic.
very therapeutic. That's right.
My second question was, can you think of any other times where music has been used in medical cases to help improve the well-being of others, either physically or mentally? And yeah, I want to look up, like, can I look up a video by chance?
Yeah, go for it.
Because there was a video of somebody during like brain surgery that
On
was
YouTube?
playing. Yeah.
What did you search?
Well, I saw it on the National on CBC for like playing violin. That's it. Yeah.
Like this one?
Maybe. And maybe this is like something else. It might have been a different video, I
To
think.
Roger Frisch,
I think
the
I saw
violin
it.
is
Or
not
is it this one plays the guitar while he's
That was one of them. I remember
Yeah?
that. Well, that's crazy. What's a or removal
Or
of
going-
I think I asked
yeah.
him at that first interview, are you willing to play a guitar during the resection? He looked at me, and I think there was a
That's so crazy,
kind of
like,
silence.
Yeah.
the brain
Kinda
is
like,
open.
you know, what's
and-
everyone gonna think when I'm jamming? Okay, I play electric guitar, I love metal. I don't know very many acoustic songs, very nice songs.
Think about that. You still have to like use your brain lots when you're playing it, and like moving your fingers and stuff.
I could see that he wanted to preserve that function. It meant a lot to him, especially his ability to sing, recall, his memory, his motor functions and dexterity, which is critical. In my mind, I said this would be the perfect case where we can test a lot of these functions. We are really on that path where we're going to personalize, the type of testing we do in the operating room. I think patients demand that.
They asked me if I wanted to play guitar, handed me the guitar. Of course, I said, yeah, of course, pass me the guitar. I played Creep from Radiohead.
Nice, that's a good song too.
The brain actually has no pain fibers. It has no sensation. And when you combine that with the fact that we can apply regional anesthesia, numbing medicine, to strategic portions of the brain, and you can numb up the skin, the muscle, the bone, it makes for remarkably comfortable surgery.
So
Everything just worked like a symphony. Everything just seemed to flow. I don't think there's a single part of the brain which controls music. When I think of music in general, I've used the word passion, but it comes from the heart.
Yeah.
Picking up the guitar just feels like Thor picking up his hammer. I want to put it in the air and let the lightning strike it,
Cool. All right.
Pretty interesting.
And then just to finish this off,
I mean, the third question we kind of already talked about, but is listening to music an important factor in maintaining good mental health, and does that apply to everyone? I think it's an important factor. I don't know if it applies to everyone. I don't know if everyone if it would improve everyone's mental health. Let's say if they're in a bad state.
I feel like it falls into self-care and how how you care for yourself might be different from someone else. So listening to music might be one of those.
Yeah. I think music is very important though.
Yeah.
I think and then you get to choose whatever music that you want. I think that's a great thing, right? There's so many different kinds.
Yeah, for sure. And then
the last one.
Yeah, what style of music do you think would be the most effective when used in medical cases such as stroke and rehabilitation cases?
Hey, you got a class? We're doing a live podcast stream for a class right now with Mr. Swagger.
That's very cool.
So Joel is doing his reading share, so he's like the main podcast person right now. So yeah, very cool.
It's interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I think, like we said, the whatever applies to, whoever the patient is.
Yeah.
Like whatever they enjoy, whatever would improve their, functions, if anything. I don't really know if there's a specific genre that would be effective. I think it's just whatever the patient enjoys the most.
Do you remember when the WSO came, right? Like last year? And remember when the conductor sort of explained the song to people about like he painted the context, painted the background of when it was written and it was composed, and right? I always whenever I see the history, the story behind it, man, I feel like the music comes alive so much more. And sometimes when I listen to classical, right, some of those songs are written in some tough days, and then you can almost hear those days or emotions coming through, right? And it makes me wonder if there's any music that's going to be sort of created now during our days, because I think creativity comes sometimes in when we're struggling or when we're going through some challenges, right? That's when we want to have that sort of creative outlet. It makes me wonder are the songs or music that's going to be composed now going to be sort of reflective about what's happening in the world, right?
Yeah.
Like this whatever's happening right now is pretty significant, right? Like they were thinking, like people are losing jobs, or you know, our economy is down so much, right? Like restaurants don't have people, not like it affects everybody, right? And then I think in the States you're already thinking about, you know, sort of bailing out the economy by giving people money, right? Like
and like yesterday was like in Florida, it was like the Democratic candidate,
that's
like
right,
they were
yes.
voting and stuff,
yeah.
but they didn't have a turnout really at all.
No,
People were at home,
yeah,
so like that's getting affected.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, the whole world is affected. This is pretty huge. Yeah, what's your bonus question?
I don't know. I feel like this would have been better like if the class was all here, but it was just a joke. What song were the stroke patients listening to?
Is there an answer to that
I
question?
really couldn't tell you the answer to that.
Hopefully not another Bites the Dust.
Oh yeah. Cool. Thanks, Joel. Thanks for being our first guest speaker to our live stream podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you to our audience. I think Chris is in, Vici is in. I don't know if Anthony's still there. Vici, he actually commented. He's like, I'm here too.
Oh.
The next one is Anthony's. Let me see if I can find it here. Anthony's is about antibiotics. Oh, let me see on this privacy stuff. Let me see. Right here. Powerful antibiotic discovered using machine learning for the first time. So if you want to just kind of read through this, and then let me sort of just adjust this a little bit too. Boom, 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 boom. Zoom in. So a team at MIT says that halicin kills some of the world's most dangerous strains. So this is about a powerful antibiotic. Let's check this out. And this is using AI as well.
Can you only access these like through the link?
Yeah, it's unlisted.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Did you want me to make it public?
No, it's alright. Alright, if you want, you can.
Because like we had like close to like 7 or 10 minutes of just like setting it up. I want to see if I can edit the video and then just like cut off that first part off and then just be our class, which makes it a little bit better. So I'll load up Anthony's questions. Let me see where it is located. Here it is. Let me make this bigger. Font size. Okay. So this article that Anthony shared, it's pretty interesting, using AI to look at the different, to tackle sort of the resistant strains of bacteria. I don't know if you all got a chance to read. I skimmed it quickly too.
Yes.
But it's pretty interesting because there is a lot of bacteria out there that your antibiotics will not work because they have become resistant to those various antibiotics. I don't know if you noticed from your assignment for the antibiotics that you have chosen, some bacteria might be resistant to it. So what happens when a bacteria becomes resistant to it is that, when you go to the doctors and prescribe you a set of antibiotics, basically they tell you like you need to finish the full course, like run its full course. Like you shouldn't be like, oh, I feel better now, I'm going to just stop my antibiotics. What could happen is that the remaining bacteria that's left in your system could mutate and become resistant to that antibiotics. So I remember like in university when I took microbiology, we actually induced mutation by shining UV light onto like a petri dish of bacteria. And then some bacteria did actually become resistant to the sort of the antibiotic that we put onto them. So it's pretty interesting. But because like if you think about hospitals and think about all of the bacteria that's involved, some of that bacteria will eventually become like superbugs, as in like they're resistant to all sorts of antibiotics. So I think Anthony's article is about using an AI system, sort of like make an algorithm for them to seek out and run different sort of combinations to find like the best antibiotic, and I think it did find one that can be effective against TB, right? Which you can't really find antibiotics for, right? I think that's pretty neat. Question number one is that do you think this new technology could be the end for all antibiotic-resistant bacteria, or will we have to continue to advance much further to keep up with new mutations? What do you think? Do you think like this is like the next way of developing new antibiotics, or do you think it's like the cops and robbers kind of thing? If you catch one robber, then another robber is going to develop new techniques. I don't know. Any thoughts?
I mean, like, yeah, that makes sense what you just said. Like, that could like be one thing, but I don't know. Couldn't there just be other ways to like resist?
Yeah, like it's almost like there's always a way to for bacteria to find resistant, to like find ways to become resistant, right? I don't know where to stand. I feel like. What are some other uses for AI beyond this article that could be useful in the pharmaceutical field? Any ideas of how we can use artificial intelligence to in the pharmaceutical field? That's a question that Anthony can share with us. Is he here? I don't know if he's here. I don't even know if he probably went back to bed or something. Usually new drug products take ages to get on the market. Do you think that compounds created by this AI would take longer, shorter, or even the same amount of time to be clear to sell? That's a really good question.
I feel like it would be longer just because it's newer and
Yeah.
like it's not as known as well.
Right.
So they have to like do more tests
Just to
like prove it almost.
make sure it's all safe. And
Yeah.
that's a good point. Number 4, how do you think this will affect the pharmaceutical business? Will specialized drugs get cheaper, or do you think the high price tags come from the components? Do you think it'll be cheaper that we have AI to do all of sort of the programming, or or do you think it would be more expensive because then we need like the computer power to do it,
Yeah.
or the machinery?
Or is it easy to get all that stuff? Probably not. Right?
Probably not. Yeah, and then I guess you would need like computer scientists to write out the codes.
I guess it depends how long the AI lasts.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if like.
Is it like if you build it once, does it stay forever?
That's
Or, like,
right.
Do you have to replace it? Because then
Probably
you
like.
have to like factor in that.
Like your phones, there's always updates, right?
Yeah.
Like your softwares, there's always updates. Last one, do you think in the future that computer science will be necessary for anyone going into any fields of science? That's a great question. Do you think like it would be beneficial just to go to any field of science, right? It doesn't matter what field of science, but like just knowing how to program is important. Do you think that is true?
I think so, probably.
Yeah?
As the world's like changing and like more and more things are just becoming more like electronic and like virtual.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think like if you're going into science, especially like you might have to run into something, possibly in the future that would require
Like using the
some
computers?
science, like
Yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah. And personally, you agree too? Yeah. I think that's important. Hey. Yeah, I wonder if they will start making like coding classes mandatory, just to have this like idea.
I know someone that he's like working from home, but he took computer science. Like he didn't originally go into computer science,
Yeah.
like at university, at U of M or whatever. And then I guess he ended up going into that field, and now he's working for like I think it's MIT, like
Oh, no way, yeah.
Massachusetts,
Yeah.
whatever. And he's working from home in Winnipeg, like for them.
Wow.
It's like he's like set for life now because of
Yeah.
he like went into computer science and just
Yeah.
worked hard, I guess. So I guess there's like lots of opportunity in that area.
Yeah. Pretty good. Any other questions? We're all okay. All right, I think that's it. Thanks, Joel and Anthony, for sharing their read and share today. Wash your hands. Stay home, self-isolate. So see you when we get back. Okay, bye.